Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into something that, well, it shapes our lives every single day, often without us even realizing it. It's all about the unseen currents of human interaction, navigating those subtle but honestly incredibly potent dynamics of influence and power. They play out everywhere, right? In every personal and professional space you inhabit. Our compass for this particular deep dive comes from understanding people, navigating social dynamics. It's a really insightful piece. And the core nugget of wisdom it gives us is something you really need to internalize. Know who you're dealing with. Don't offend the wrong person. Some people can ruin you quietly. Wow. That statement, it's so brief, but it carries such an enormous weight of truth, doesn't it? So, okay, let's unpack this. Our mission today is to really get under the skin of its profound implications. We want to figure out its practical relevance for your interactions. You know, whether you're in a board meeting, working on a community project, or even just navigating family dynamics, the goal is to empower you, give you a keener sense of awareness as you move through the world.
It really is a remarkable piece of advice. Its simplicity, well, it hides these complex layers of social intelligence it demands, you know. Once you start pulling it apart, you realize it fundamentally changes how you perceive things, how you engage with your environment. It moves you beyond just superficial observations to a much deeper, more strategic understanding of the human landscape around you.
Absolutely. So let's start with that first crucial bit. Know who you're dealing with. When the source says know someone in this context, what are we really talking about? What are those subtle, critical dimensions we need to grasp beyond just, say, their official title on LinkedIn?
Yeah, what's fascinating here is that knowing goes way beyond the org chart or the official role. It's really about figuring out someone's, let's call it, power currency.
Power currency. Okay, tell me more.
Well, think about it. Power isn't just a job title or direct authority, right? Sometimes it's information, sometimes it's access. Or maybe they're the trusted confidant to someone really key. It might be their huge network, or just their track record, their reputation for always delivering, or even just personal integrity.
Right. Things that aren't written down anywhere.
Exactly. And understanding that requires, well, a keen eye for observation. You've got to actively listen, not just to what people say, but how others talk about them. You need an appreciation for those unspoken networks, which raises an important question. How do you cultivate this awareness without, directly asking awkward questions about office politics?
Good point. How do you?
The source implies it's mainly through careful observation, watching social cues, interactions, who listens when they talk, whose opinions carry weight, even if they're softly spoken, who seems to bridge different groups effortlessly.
That makes sense. It's like reading the room, but on a much deeper level.
Yeah.
And developing that skill, that sort of social radar, it isn't just useful, it's absolutely vital, isn't it, for you, the listener, to navigate your environment effectively.
Totally vital.
I mean, if you're trying to get an idea off the ground in a meeting or build consensus in a volunteer group, understanding that true landscape of influence, who holds what currency, how they use it, that's your compass. It's about seeing the whole chessboard, like you said, not just the pieces right in front of you. Okay, so once you've got a better handle on who's who, the next challenge is navigating that landscape without messing up. Because sometimes the person you accidentally step on the toes of isn't the obvious big shot. Which brings us right to the second part. Don't offend the wrong person. Here's where it gets really interesting. Because the wrong person might not be immediately obvious at all.
Why, exactly. If we connect this to the bigger picture, the wrong person might have minimal direct authority over you, sure, but their reputational capital could be huge.
Reputational capital. Like their influence based on trust and respect.
Precisely. It's that intangible asset they've built up. An offense against them, even if you didn't mean it, can quietly start to diminish your standing or opportunities within that whole network.
And offending. It's not always a big, dramatic blow-up.
Oh, rarely. It can be a perceived slight. Maybe you misjudged a boundary, showed accidental disrespect. Perhaps you unknowingly interrupted someone important in mid-flow, or dismissed an idea they cared about without realizing it.
Or just seem to undermine their status, even slightly.
Yes. The wrong person isn't just defined by their official power. It's also about their capacity and maybe their willingness to react to those offenses, often in ways that affect you, but crucially, in ways you won't immediately see.
That's a really critical distinction. It's not just about avoiding shouting matches.
Not at all.
It's about understanding the potential ripple effects of even small interactions. It really hammers home the need for you, the listener, to think about how your actions, even well-intentioned ones, could land if you haven't done your homework first.
Understood that person's real role and influence.
You might think you're just having a casual chat, right? But to the wrong person, it could feel like a challenge or an oversight. And that could slowly, quietly chip away at your own, what you call it, reputational capital.
Exactly. It's subtle erosion.
Okay, now let's dive into the part that honestly is the most intriguing, maybe the most impactful. Some people can ruin you quietly.
Mm.
That phrase just sticks with you, doesn't it? What does ruin you quietly actually look like in practice? It's not usually loud or public.
No, it's often insidious. It unfolds over time. The effects become apparent gradually, often without a clear, traceable cause. There's no single dramatic event you can point to.
So this raises an important question. How does this quiet ruin actually show up? If it leaves no fingerprints, how do you even know it's happening?
Well, it can manifest in lots of ways. Suddenly, doors to opportunities you thought were practically guaranteed just close. Mysteriously missed promotions.
Right, the ones where you tick all the boxes but still don't get it.
Exactly. Or a baffling lack of support when you really need it. Or just a subtle, almost imperceptible shift in your reputation. People start viewing you differently, maybe slightly cooler, but you can't pinpoint why. It could be the quiet withholding of crucial information. You know, the details you need to succeed just don't quite reach you.
Deliberately.
Yeah.
Or just.
Conveniently.
Sometimes hard to tell, that's the point. It might be subtle manipulation of situations, a quiet word whispered to a key decision maker that undermines your credibility. Or maybe it's a long game strategy, slowly eroding someone's standing without any overt conflict at all. It's like, well, remember dealing with those weird software bugs that only show up sometimes, making you crazy.
Yeah. The phantom bugs.
It's a bit like that. This form of ruin is particularly tough because it's so hard to identify the source or even defend against it effectively. You're fighting shadows.
So what does this all mean for you navigating your career, your community, whatever it is?
Well, it really underscores the powerful, often unseen role of social capital and influence. Right. It highlights how your actions, or even just how people perceive your actions, can have these profound, subtle, long-lasting consequences if you misjudge the social landscape.
You might be operating by one set of rules, the official ones, while others are playing a completely different game by unwritten but highly effective rules.
Yeah. Okay, but we need to be clear here. This isn't about making everyone paranoid, right? Looking over your shoulder constantly.
No, absolutely not. That's counterproductive. It's about cultivating a vigilant social awareness, a keen sense of the human ecosystem around you.
More like learning to read the currents.
Exactly. It's about reading the currents so you can navigate them effectively, protect your path, and make sure your hard work isn't quietly undermined. It's about navigating, not fighting blindly or getting swept away.
Okay, so as we start to wrap up this deep dive, let's quickly recap the core insights from understanding people, navigating social dynamics. We've talked about just how critical it is to understand social dynamics, the hidden dangers of misjudging people, and those subtle yet really powerful ways influence can be used. Know who you're dealing with. Don't offend the wrong person. Some people can ruin you quietly. It's a potent piece of wisdom. It really shines a light on those invisible forces at play.
It really does. And I think, knowledge is most valuable when it's understood and actually applied. My core belief here is, don't view this advice as a warning to be fearful. See it as a prompt and encouragement to develop deeper social intelligence.
Makes sense.
Because that intelligence, it isn't just a shield for protection. It's also a powerful tool for navigating effectively and ultimately for finding more success, however you define it, in any environment you're in. It's about understanding the game so you can play it better, contribute meaningfully, and ensure your efforts actually get seen and rewarded.
Well said. So a final provocative thought for you, our listener, building right on this source material. As you move through your day today, maybe tomorrow, consider the people you interact with. Who among them might hold that subtle sway over your path? Who impacts your opportunities, maybe through that unique power currency we talked about? And think, what small actions or maybe missteps could inadvertently ripple outwards, creating quiet, long-term consequences for you? Just something to keep in the back of your mind. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of human interaction.